Just enough. Rover here will take us right to my ship.
That's a funny place for his antenna.
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
Oh boy. So hello there everyone. It is Shadow Leon 659 once again, and today I'd like to talk about an animated movie from years and years ago that pretty much most people have forgotten about at this point in time. And today's rant for today is none other than 2009's Planet 51. Like, wow. You remember back in the late 2000s and early 2010s, and where they were those crappy animated kids films that were being released in the January dumping ground and whatnot, and their parents were forced to watch, and their parents forced them to watch them and everything. Well, I feel really bad for kids of that era and whatnot, although this is not a January dumping ground film as it came in November of 2009. But anyway, it does feel like a January dump month movie from the way it feels and everything, that it should have might as well even been released in the January dump month of 2009 and whatnot. So you'd think that I would talk about the film's production and maybe go on a brief behind the scenes and whatnot, but sadly I couldn't find much information of this movie and everything. So anyway, let's get on to how I discovered this movie. And the thing is, when I first saw a trailer for this movie back in 2009, I thought, should I say, the concept for this movie was going to be interesting and whatnot. Oh, a human astronaut going to an alien planet, and they think he's the invader and whatnot. This is gonna be great and whatnot. But of course, one could say it was an omen from God and whatnot that I didn't get to watch the movie until 3 years later. Then, in 2012, I finally got a chance to watch the movie. At first, I thought the movie was pretty average and whatnot, but oh boy, as the years went by, and when I rewatched the movie as I grew older, I started noticing this movie had a lot of problems. So as I grew older, I started noticing a lot of problems with the movie and everything. I mean, you remember when I said that the movie had an interesting concept of a human astronaut going to an alien planet and they think he's the alien invader? The movie doesn't even take full advantage of it and whatnot. Instead, what this movie boils down to is just a half-arsed rip-off of Steven Spielberg's E.T., with 50s pop culture references and whatnot being thrown in and everything. And just wow, talk about wasted potential and everything. I mean, if you want to see this premise done right, just go watch Buzz Lightyear of Star Command and whatnot. I mean, as mentioned before, this movie had the potential of a human astronaut being mistaken for an alien invader. Who knows? Maybe you could have had nice satire of the Cold War and everything. But unfortunately, the movie doesn't get to do that and whatnot. Man, this movie screams wasted potential in a nutshell, and I couldn't even believe that this movie had a talented voice cast and everything. I couldn't believe that Justin Long went from movies like Galaxy Quest and Die Hard to this crap. And I also can't believe John Cleese went from Monty Python, George of the Jungle, Harry Potter, and Shrek to this pile of excrement. And I also can't believe that Gary Oldman was also suckered into acting in this crap. I mean, seriously, Gary Oldman, how the hell did you go from JFK, Leon the Professional, The Fifth Element, Hannibal, Dark Knight, and some other films I may or may not be aware of you acted in at the time, to this pile of crap? I mean, seriously. How on earth were all these talented people even suckered into acting in this crap and whatnot? And oh, let us talk about the comedy in this film. The comedy in this film is just painfully insufferable and pretty irritating and whatnot. It just was referencing a lot of pop culture references that many kids won't get at the time. Oh, we even have this joke in where Chuck says, more on him later, that he wants to go to the 2009 Kids' Choice Awards and he's getting slimed because, get it? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson hosted the 2009 Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, and it throws in many 50s pop culture references that kids aren't even gonna get and whatnot. We even have, inappropriate humor and all that stuff that's not meant for kids. As you saw at the start of the video, I played that scene in where one of the characters says, that's an awkward place for your antenna after his towel falls off. We are seriously putting a dick joke in a kid's movie and whatnot. And for a movie that is based on 50s sci-fi and everything, why is it referencing things that aren't related to 50s sci-fi? We literally have a Terminator reference. We even have an alien reference and whatnot by the character saying in space, "Nobody can hear you scream." Wow. How are kids gonna get any of these references and whatnot? And some of them are films for adults and everything. And heck, we even have a xenomorph dog. No, we have a dog that looks like a xenomorph on this planet, and it pees acidic urine because, get it? The xenomorphs had acidic blood, so we gave it acidic urine and everything. Ha ha ha, that's so funny, my god. You writers suck at humor and everything. And don't even get me started on that scene in where one of the characters gives, should I say, the main character a cork and whatnot, and he says, "Oh, this is a used cork and everything," implying that he shoved that cork up his ass. Like, seriously. This humor is way too inappropriate for kids and whatnot. And I soon discovered during my research that one of the writers of this film was the guy who was one of the co-writers of, should I say, the first two Shrek movies and whatnot. So he went from writing Shrek to writing this piece of crap. And let us get into the characters. And my god, all the characters in this movie just suck. They range from being one-dimensional and underdeveloped to just irritating and to just being plain idiots. Like, for example, let us go to the main protagonist. No, he's not the main protagonist. Sorry about that. Let us go to Chuck. And oh my freaking god. How this fucking dumbass became an astronaut is beyond anyone's guess. He is unprofessional. He is too unqualified for the job and everything. To the point that you're asking, how did he even become an astronaut in the first place? I mean, he's unsuited for the job and everything. Did he not write any exams? Did he not go through any tests and whatnot? My god. And he only became an astronaut because of his good looks. The filmmakers clearly have no idea how going through astronaut training works. You just don't say, "Hey, I'm famous and handsome and therefore I can become an astronaut." That would be like saying, "Oh, let's employ an engineer because he's handsome and attractive." That is not how real life works, people. You just don't get into fields of professions because, you are, attractive and all that stuff. That's not how it works. And let us talk about the main protagonist, Lem. Voiced by Justin Long, of course. He is pretty much, should I say, a one-dimensional and underdeveloped protagonist with all the personality of a slice of white bread. And the other characters are no better. As should I say, Skiff is pretty much just your stereotypical nerd character and whatnot. The little alien boy is just yet another Kid Appeal character and whatnot, and that's about it. Jessica Biel's character can't even be bothered to remember her name, was just the dull love interest you have seen a million times already. And General Graw, Gary Oldman's character, is the paranoid military general you have seen a million times already. And don't even get me started on the military and John Cleese's character, because oh my fucking god. Each and every one of these characters are just insufferable idiots. Seriously, this guy isn't even a scientist at all. How he became a scientist is anyone's guess. He picks up a Twix chocolate bar, reads a serial code, and thinks that, oh, it's some kind of alien invasion scheme and whatnot. Are you fucking stupid? Seriously, how did this guy become a scientist? I mean, good god, how the hell did this guy become a scientist? And whatnot. And you remember when I said that this film just feels like a knockoff version of Spielberg's E.T.? Don't believe me? There are plenty of scenes in this movie that just feel like they're shot-for-shot rip-offs of Spielberg's E.T. and everything. In fact, the movie shouldn't even be called Planet 51. It should just be called E.T. rip-off and everything. It's just the whole, let us get the plot of Spielberg's E.T., but replace the people with aliens and replace the titular alien with a human astronaut. And then you just get this film in a nutshell. And also, on top of that, this movie is just filled with so many coincidences and whatnot. Oh, it's a coincidence that Chuck happened to be in the, should I say, planetarium in where Lem is working and finds him. Oh, it's convenient that the military come and whatnot. Oh, it's yet another convenience that one of the characters tries to get a bottle of soda, revealing, should I say, the underground base and everything. My god, this movie is just full of coincidences and whatnot. So, if you people are asking, what are the redeeming qualities for this movie? Well, the redeeming qualities for this movie, as far as I can say, are just, should I say, the animation is pretty good for low-budget movie standards. The vocal performances are from the cast members are also pretty good and everything. And there were some moments that did make me laugh and whatnot. And the premise by itself is, should I say, a neat concept despite its poor execution and everything. But overall, guys, just save your money for a better movie and whatnot, because there were so many other better movies from 2009 and everything. And if you're wondering how I'm going to rate this movie, I am going to give this movie a measly 3 out of 10. So anyway, that was Planet 51 for you. What do you guys think of this movie? Let me know in the comment section down below, and thanks for watching as always. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content. Shadow Leon 659 signing out.